What up, everybody? Welcome to the comicbookinvest.com Hot 10 list. I'm getting crap from my co-hosts already, and the show is just starting. What's up, everybody? Another Friday night, another CBSI Hot 10 list. We are here joined by the writer of the list, the one and only Ben S., who puts out the list every week. You can find it on comicbookinvest.com every Friday morning. Another new list this week, and of course, we are joined by the one and only, the Mighty Mel V. Drunken Chat Son, live tonight, immediately following the show. What do we got going on tonight?
Mel cast The Uncanny X-Men Part 1. Shout out to our man Eric Hurd, who helped me out with this tremendously. Also, possibly two very special guests tonight, and we will be giving away these beauties.
Ooh-wee. And I think even more important, you got a big announcement tonight.
I do?
Aren't you talking about a new cover?
Oh shit! Yes. No, I'm gonna be revealing it, but be revealing that next week. But I'm gonna talk about it this week. So,
okay.
Shout out to Wonder Comics. We will be revealing the cover for issue 4 of Haha next week.
Ooh,
and cool. I don't want to oversell it, but if you don't like clowns, say for you. Just say for you. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to oversell it, but
yeah. I want to say thank you to everybody that's hanging out with us live. I see a lot of every week, you guys. We see a lot of really big proponents and people of this community. People putting on amazing shows. People that are writing amazing blogs. People that are writing, hanging out and just filling up comments and giving us stuff to talk about. So thank you, everybody that hangs out with us live. I want to give a shout out to people throughout the show. I see the one and only Sith Lordly in here from Spine Ticks Crew. What up, Sith? I see Hood Rat Comics, Team Nerd Herd's in the house. Chad Cave, Sean Blair, Colin C, Dwayne Scott, all kinds of people in here that we see every week. Thank you. We appreciate you guys. You guys make this community fun and important. So shout out to everybody who's hanging out with us. All right, you guys, let's get into the list this week. We're going to start off with our Golden Age book of the week. And this is an interesting one for me. I really like this cover. Chilling Tales number 15. I collect covers that have, or comics and especially covers that have UFOs, mushrooms on the covers. And this has mushrooms on the covers. It just needs a couple UFOs.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even see the mushrooms.
Hell yeah, man. The mushrooms, man. I love this cover. It's creepy as hell. And the funny thing is this is listed as like a kid's book. Did you know that? Yeah. Like if you look this up, so Chilling.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I thought this was an LB Cole book at first because of the colors.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So if you look up Chilling Tales, and this is going to sound crazy, maybe I'm wrong.
The Hounds of Hell for a kid's book?
I know, right?
From the 40s?
You look up Chilling Tales, and it says youthful.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. Youthful. Look at this. All right. So, for example, I'm going to school everybody here. I love comics.org. If you guys don't check out comics.org, it's a great place to get information. But look at this.
Is that how they list it, or is that how
it says? I don't know what youthful is from. Is youthful the? Is
that the publisher?
The publisher. That's the publisher. Youthful.
There's no way. There's no way that could be a youth. There's no way, right?
I don't know, man. It's crazy though. It is a great book, and it looks like it came out in April 1953. So.
It was a lot tougher times back
then. Yeah, Joe's Dueling says, yeah, it's the publisher. Youthful is the publisher. Yeah,
is that? I swear that one in the yellow. It looks like he's got like his shovel. The way it looks, I don't know. It looks like he's
his foot.
Yeah, it looks something really bizarre with that shovel.
Yeah, it looks like
I
he's
know,
chopping off half his foot.
This poor fucker's guy coming home from fucking work and just gets fucking kidnapped by a bunch of crazy motherfuckers. Despite the able to go knee deep in the mushrooms, though.
Yeah.
I love those. I love how those trees look. I know those trees look like hands coming out of the ground.
Yeah, what the fuck was he doing here?
Yeah. So did you
try to get gas?
Did you see what this thing sold for?
Yeah, it makes me sick.
I mean, a 6.5 sold for $9,000. This thing only lists in Overstreet for $350 as a 6.5. Like,
that's crazy,
man. You know what? There's still some of those shops out there and dealers out there that still live and die by Overstreet. Man, find those guys. Find those and have some cash.
What a beautiful book, though.
I gotta give a shout out to Ben. I won my first old ass book in the box.
Oh yeah, hey, I just got home, so it's right here, man. I've got to get this thing. This thing's coming out to you right here.
Well, let's show this because this is the book that Ben won.
This is what
that Mel won.
Yeah, that's what Mel won. Right there, bud.
Yeah, I never owned one of these old ass books.
Look at how the colors pop on this, man. It's a 3.5, but man, the colors are great on this one.
Beautiful.
It presents really well.
Yeah,
I will not sell it. I will cherish it.
Mel getting schooled on the golden age on the Hot 10 every week, just like the rest of us. Listen, if it wasn't for people like Stein, I wouldn't know much about golden age. So shout out to golden age books and horror books and PC, pre-code horror, all that stuff. All right. This is a beautiful cover. On to the next one. Let's get into this one. This one's a really cool book. Some of my favorite books are just the ones that have cool information. We talk about them all the time. I think that Spidey Super Stories one was just a cool book because of that, that little the Spider Dwayne thing. A lot of people didn't know about it. People sure knew about it before, but just forgot about it. I think this is one of those books. This is a really interesting one. This is Betty number 46. And like you say in the write-up, shout out to Steve Horn for the heads up on this one. This is one of those, what do you call it? You call it Nostradamus level predictions, Ben.
Yeah, this is like, how like every single thing in the world that somehow happened on The Simpsons at some point. Like they predict the future like all the time. This book is like the ultimate future predictor. It's freaking. I mean, I had no idea about this until Steve mentioned it. But yeah. So this interior story, this page is ridiculous.
Well, let me. So go ahead and explain it a little bit, and I'll bring it on up.
So it's this. I think it's the secondary story. So like most of these Archie books have like multiple stories in them. Yeah. So this is Betty in high school 2021, which is now, and they basically are. She's sitting in front of a computer, and he's like, "Look, you don't classes at home, school's at home now. You don't even have to go to school anymore." Like they basically say, "Hey, this is going to be the future of school. Is that you're going to be sitting in front of your computer doing school?" How freaky is that?
There's a teacher, the camera.
He's wearing Uggs.
I mean, seriously, what is going? What is going on? And it's got like an all-seeing, and it's got like the all-seeing eye, like right above the camera too. Like what?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is like seriously like freaky.
FaceTime.
Yeah, like
the camera on her phone.
I can't believe. I mean,
see that?
I don't. Man, apparently, it's just crazy. But so apparently somebody figured this out. I think Steve said he found it on like the CGC boards or something like that.
The only thing they got wrong was the flying car. How come we still haven't had our flying car? Damn it!
That's what I'm saying.
Elon Musk will probably at some point get that, but yeah, I mean, this book jumped from $10 to $150. But my guess is
out of control with 150.
Hey, there's a lot of these Betty and Veronica books and stuff like that. They're really like difficult to. Some of them are really difficult to find, but they're really hard to find in good condition. But I wonder if somebody actually grades this, if the CGC label will actually notate that storyline.
Yeah, that's cool.
That would be cool. Brad if they did that. There was a Trump war comic.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of these weird. Like, I feel like I should just start thinking like, hey, what could happen in 20 years, and just start making predictions. And at some point, I'm gonna hit. And like when I'm like an old man, people are gonna be like, man, that dude knew everything about the future.
Yeah, man, this is really cool stuff. I love it. But I'm sure you can find it in some back issue bins. I know there's people that love, there's all these Archie collectors that love stuff like this. Archie is known for having these weird, covers that have weird innuendos or the future things, or just Archie is full of that. And that's what makes, collecting Archie comics fun.
Sharp Lad, a good question. Good statement, actually. It said this comic from 1997.
Yeah, it's not. It's from the 90s. I knew it was from the 90s.
But still, that's 20 years ago. I mean, 20.
Yeah, I'm not taking that away. It would have been crazy if it was from the 50s.
From the 50s, yeah.
Oh yeah. That's for sure. That's for sure.
Super crazy.
All right, before we get into the Hot 10, I'm going to do a little bit of reminding people to make sure you guys check out Comic Barricade. Use the code word Flipside to get 10% off your order. Comic Barricade is an amazing tool for us long box and short box owners that don't fill them up all the way. And you can also get them for your cards. They have card stoppers. So make sure you guys go check out Comic Barricade. Use the code word Flipside for 10% off your order. I also want to remind everybody we have a book to give away tonight. If you guys remember correctly, the Hive Comics guys were on with us last week, and we have some comments to pick. If you guys remember how the parameters we gave for this, you guys will have a chance at winning this tonight. I will announce the winner. We'll pick the winner randomly tonight. Also, I want to remind everybody to check out the Bogcast, youtube.com/thebogcast. It's where you'll find my podcast. That we got a new episode coming out, I believe tomorrow, episode 120. Make sure you guys go check it out. Give me a sub if you haven't already. All right, let's do this. The top 10 list. Here we go, boys. Number 10. This is a cool looking book. This is a new one, Cold Dead War #1. What do they say about this in the previews that interest me? Is a horror war series set across the past, present, and future. A freak occurrence reanimates an island of freshly killed soldiers in the wake of the Battle of Midway in World War II, written by George Romero. So all you zombie fans know who George Romero is. What's going on with this book, Ben?
This is actually George Romero's son, though. This is George. This is George C. Romero, not
even
George.
Better.
Yes. So, So that's. But I thought the premise sounded pretty interesting as well. It's a heavy metal book, so I know a lot of stores do not order heavy metal books at all. So finding this one might be pretty tough. It's a pretty cool looking cover. It looks like a skull and Skull Island and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool looking. But yeah, it's basically selling $15. $15. I think it's a $3.99 cover price. I think it's what that says. Yeah, $3.99 cover price. I would be interested to see if anybody actually picked this up and has read it. If it's any good.
It looks good. The premise sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds like a really cool premise. Bringing back old dead zombies rather than just people that just recently died. That's kind of a cool thought. But so if anybody in the chat scene, yeah, I know. Yeah. Oh gosh, there could be some mass murderers and stuff. Their zombies pull up, and if they have memories of what happened or something like that. But yeah, I'm curious to see if anybody's actually read this.
Well, it just got released, so I'm sure there'll be some people picking it up now that maybe might not have heard about it before because it is a damn cool sounding story. We'll definitely keep an eye on it. So, all right, on to the next one. Number 9 this week. Got some Kid Loki showing up. This is Thor number 617. This is the regular cover. There is an incentive cover, which is the Tron cover, I believe, to this book. But this is Thor 617. And on the heels of WandaVision, we're into Falcon and Winter Soldier, and we know we got Loki coming up. So people are starting to talk about this one right here.
Yeah. So
what if Loki in this show is just what if Kid Loki is just a flashback?
Man, I think Loki could be anything. I mean, with time travel, there could be anything going on in that show. They could bring in any character they want. They could bring in any time period they want. That show seems really interesting. I'm really looking forward to the Loki show for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if this is. I don't really know much about this character anyway. Yeah, I know. Half Price won the this Tron cover, the 617. Yeah, I thought about you this week when I saw that this was jumping. Phil Lee's the one who turned me onto this from Vintage Comics. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really know much about this character. As far as is he basically just like Loki, just like his son? I mean, is that pretty much it?
It is Loki. It's just a mischievous Loki. That's it. And
is he related to Loki?
No, I think it is Loki, isn't it? He just made himself a kid again or something like that. I think he can turn himself into whatever. I'm not 100% sure. I shouldn't be talking about it if I'm not sure because I'm on the show and I'm a professional podcaster.
I'm asking because I don't know.
Yeah. What I will say is Cover Lover Comics hit it on the head with this. Is it Huddleston or Hiddleston? I think Hiddleston made Loki relevant with his charisma. You're 100% right. Tom Hiddleston does an amazing job with acting as Loki. Really killed it. So I'm really looking forward to it just because of that.
Can he really be anybody else? And he's gonna be Loki for the rest of his life.
Well, remember he's female. You're talking about the character. I thought you were talking about Loki himself. I don't know, man. That dude is a pretty damn good actor. He's in a lot of good stuff, that's for sure. But you're right, he killed it as Loki.
He's Loki. That's it. There'll be another one like him.
Yeah. Well, this one right now, as you guys can see, selling for up to $65 or more. What is this? $50, $65. So not bad.
Yeah, somebody in the chat said they just sold theirs today for $65. So, which is more than what it was yesterday when I was writing the list. So it's still going up.
Yeah. Damn cool. We're still a long ways out too. So
what is it, November, right?
Yeah. All right. On to number 8 and some more Marvel Cinematic Universe spec, which this list has just been heavy with the past couple months, and I imagine will continue to do so. This is Captain America number 312, which also has a Canadian price variant and, of course, a newsstand variant. This is based on the Flag Smasher spec that everybody is going crazy over after episode 1. I remember they were talking about it already, but I kind of agree with you on this one, Ben. I'm not too sure about this one.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen the most recent episode that just came out today, the Flag Smasher is this Carly with an I. It's a female character. This first appearance of Flag Smasher is Carl with no I. So they basically just made this character a female. But to me, then it's not the same character, right? I mean, it's the title's the same, and you can tell that they were trying to, they obviously just added an I and made it Carly instead of Carl, but it's not the same character. It's a totally different person. So, I mean, is this I don't know if Carly has ever shown up in a comic. I mean, am I thinking way off on this?
Well,
No.
here's what's interesting. So I did not a ton of research, but I went and found out who this character was, and of course, went to one of the best places on the internet, which is Marvel Fandom. And here's your flag smasher character, of course. I don't see anything about Carly in here, but let's see here. Ultimatum, Roxxon, V Battalion. Here's links and references, and I don't see anything about a Carly on here. So
yeah, so I mean the amount of money that people are paying for this right now, I mean they're paying for like $100 raw for near mint copies. There was a 9.6 that was selling for over 300. I mean, it just seems like that's really. I don't. I mean, like if there was a female Captain America, you wouldn't go buy something first Captain America. I mean, for that character, that's a totally different person, right?
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
It's weird. That's sure.
I will say that the way the amount that she was in this show, she did a great job. I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
To be honest, the name sounds stupid. Flag Smasher sounds like the dumbest name for a villain anyway. I mean, it sounds really dumb. But I don't know. It just seems like something that would just. This just seems like bad spec to me. But.
Amen. Shout out to Ronnie. Appreciate you, brother. He says, thanks for the show, guys. I haven't heard anyone talking about the Demon Days Rose Besh variant. Did you guys snag one? I'm all in on anything she has coming out after her silk cover. Much love, Ronnie. Appreciate the $20 super chat, brother. I haven't seen the new Rose Besh cover. I know we've talked about her quite a bit, and she's up and coming, and I wouldn't be surprised to see that cover maybe on here next week. So we'll see what happens.
I don't know what it looks like. Do you know what it looks like?
I haven't seen it yet. So, but definitely Ronnie is going to make me go take a look at it. That's for sure. All right. What is it selling for again there, Ben?
Raws, near mint raws are 100. 9.6 sold for 3.25. It just seems really, really, really high. I mean, if it was, I would have more faith in it if it was this Carly instead of Carl, but the coral, but yeah, it just doesn't seem like it's the same character to me. The same idea, but not the same character.
Yeah, I think Joe's dueling hits it on the head. All these books like this are great for a quick unload if you have one in the old boxes, but would never buy it. Yeah. Well. If you have one, put it up. That's for sure. And be on the lookout for a Canadian price variant and the newsstand. All right, on to number 7, and this is a good book to see on the list, in my opinion. I know we've been talking about this character for the past couple months on the Flipside channel and in the community. NYX number 3, the first appearance of X23. This is one of those books that we're really surprised that it wasn't kind of trending with everything else until recently. And I think people are starting to take note on this one. 9.8s are selling around 1,500. And they were stuck at less than 1,000 for a while because I remember, Ben, you've been talking about for a while, why is this not $1,000 book? And
years. Yeah. I mean, pretty much after Logan, it right before Logan, it got all the way up to like $1,500, and then after the movie came out, it kind of dropped back to like 900, 950, and it stayed there for 3 years. I mean, just basically hundreds and hundreds of copies of that have sold in that exact no lower, no higher. It was like ASM 300. It never changed, and this just didn't make any sense with all these other first appearances. Of these really great characters, getting to $2,000-$3,000. Just like, why is this one not? Doesn't make any sense. I'm the dumb. I've been preaching it to myself for 2 years, and I never purchased one of them. So it shows how stupid I am. But
it sounds just like me, kid.
Man, it sounds just like Brett Hess. Shout out Brett Hess. Art says, stop talking about NYX3. I haven't got one yet. It's his next grail. Well, You sound like the rest of us. I do have one. I was lucky enough to keep mine that I bought off the rack or off the shelf, I guess you would call it. And I sent it in when CBCS first opened, and it was my first 9.8 to CBCS. So,
wow. So it's still in the old label?
Yep, still the old label. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So great book. Love the series. Love Joe Quesada art. Period. I don't care what type of style he's doing. I'm a big Joe Quesada fan, and I think that number 4 is it 4 or 5 that also has her on the cover. That's another good book. 4. So another great book to be on the lookout for. And the reprint books that they put out a couple months later. I think they did these reprint books where
it was it had like 3 issues in it or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But it was this cover.
Yes, this cover.
You think we're going to see her again on the big screen?
Oh,
yes, yeah. Absolutely. But they've basically held her off. Well, I mean, with obviously with the Fox transaction and stuff like that, it's obviously going to move from that Sony universe to this or Fox or whatever. But we saw her as a kid there. Now the time has passed long enough that she can actually be this, teenager, young adult type character, rather than if they would have went straight into something with her right after Logan, she would have still had to been a kid. I think she works better especially with her comic backstory as it is. It would not work in a movie. You're not going to have a 16-year-old prostitute working in that's not going to work. And in 40 years ago they could get away with that. They're not getting away with that now, but now they can actually use her as an adult.
Yeah. Great character, and I would love to see her little X23 running around, Honey Badger, right? Another great character to maybe keep an eye on.
Oh, for sure.
You need to find a proper name, though. Honey Badger.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I don't hate it. I don't dislike it, but I mean, I don't love it, but I don't hate it. All right, on to number 6. And number 6, 3 covers this week for this book. And this is Tokyo Ghost number 1 from Image. There is the regular cover, or the A cover. There is a B cover. And then there is a NYCC convention exclusive black and white variant of this book. This is an Image series from 2015, I think this came out, maybe?
That sounds
2015, 2016.
Yeah, that sounds right.
There's also a Baltimore retailer diamond exclusive, which is black and white of the second cover.
This one right here?
Yeah, it's the black and white of that one. I remember I forgot to fucking tell you about it too, but yeah.
Well,
it would have been better if they would have had different covers rather than the black and whites.
Yeah, I agree.
I
agree, but this black and white isn't bad.
The covers for the series are amazing, but I've never read. I never opened up the book once. I don't know idea what it's about, but the covers are fucking awesome.
Well, it's a cyberpunk type series. I know that. Legendary Pictures did pick it up. I have a little bit of information that I found about it. And this was, of course, a couple days ago from the Hollywood Reporter, Cary Fukunaga, to direct Tokyo Ghost adaptation for Legendaries. So here you go. Hollywood Reporter is not a bad place to get some information from. I don't know if they're always right, but it's a little bit better than we got this covered, I'd imagine. So getting an adaptation for Legendary Pictures, which is a dope movie place. So
yeah, for sure. I mean, they do better than, especially on any type of DC movie, they do way better in Legendary. I remember reading the first three. I think I read the first 3 way back in 2015, but it's been so long. I mean, this was basically just kind of forgotten about. I mean, it was like, I'm sure you could have probably found this in dollar bins, probably still can, because it just kind of it was good when it started, and then it just kind of just got this, was like an afterthought. But I mean, $30 now. So anybody that basically just kept them in their boxes for the past 5 years.
I did, and I tried to look for them.
Can't find them?
No, I can't find them. Probably with my paybacks and all those other shit. Stored away somewhere.
Comic Black Karma. This is another Rick Remender book. We all talk about Rick Remender as an amazing creator. Sean Murphy is also a part of this book. So 2 amazing creators. Definitely worth checking out if you see it, and see if you can score those convention exclusives too. So. The convention's exclusives, I believe, are going for what, like maybe a couple $100. You said, Mel.
Yeah,
that sound about right.
Almost pulled the trigger, but I put the gun away.
Thought twice. Yeah, I mean, obviously, even if it's been picked up, I mean, you figure this isn't going to, at best, if they actually make a movie of this, it's not going to be out until 2023 at the earliest. So
yeah. I got time.
It's gonna,
but I also said the same. I said the same shit about X23 too. I got time.
Yeah, but this one, I mean, this one doesn't have the near the back following as a X23. I mean, you were never going to get that book cheap. It was never going to be something you could just get up for nothing.
I want you to highlight the Wayne Scott comic because I think that's the box that Tokyo Ghost is in, right next to my enormous box. You fucking yes, I'm dead fucking serious. I think it's the same fucking box as my enormous shit. Thank you, Dwayne.
Enormous.
Yeah. All right. On to number 5 this week, and number 5 is a beautiful book that I did not pick up, and I'm kicking myself for it. This is Marvel's, or they call it Marvel number 6. This is the gorgeous Lee Bermejo 1 in 25 Silver Surfer on Fire variant. Damn, I wish I would pick this up. I'll have to pick it up on the Hater Wave.
Yeah, this was. I mean, so remember last month I had that Hughes Marvel that with the Sergeant Fury cover that was selling really well. Then this one came out. I think this is kind of like those. What were those? Or what was that series that like Marvel was doing with those one shots that seemed like every single month there was an In-Hyuk Lee variant that was like $150 because nobody was ordering 25 or 50 copies of that
with the White Fox and
with that White Fox and stuff like that. I think this is kind of like that where nobody's really buying this title as far as I would think. So I would tend to think that, I mean, most stores are at best going to, if they order 25, they might have one of these. They're not going to be ordering, mass quantities of this book, but I swear
there was a store variant for this.
Was there? Oh, yeah. Well, then somebody's sitting on a stack of these.
Yeah. That's why I didn't think it was going to go past $100. I got this for PC. I was like, I see it. I was surprised it was still sitting on the shelf. I was like, oh shit, this is fucking great cover. And pick this up. I didn't think it was going to go over $100. Now it's at 140, 150.
I swear, when I initially just kind of glanced at this cover, and I put this on the in my description too. I thought this was like something to do with Terminator 2. It just looked like T2. But it is gorgeous though.
Yeah. Way to go.
Companions they crack open the book. He does. Guillermo does the art also. That's dope.
Yeah, cover and interior. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
$150 for this.
That's what I was just going to ask. That's, God dang it.
That's a big bill.
Yeah, it's Bill.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see that this is going to have. I mean, there's not a first appearance in this, right? So if it's missing that key element that's gonna. It may always be $100 book, but I would tend to think that at some point it's gonna drop some because it doesn't have that secondary thing, first appearance to boost it up. It's a great cover, but that's all it's really got going for it, right?
Well, according to multiple commenters are saying the Silver Surfer story in the book in the guts is amazing. So
yeah, but when is a great story kept a book as far as collectors are concerned? It just doesn't happen at all.
My book was definitely damaged. It's got some fucking, and somebody fucking just fucked up the upper right corner. So I won't never 9.8 it. But again, I got it for the PC. You know, I like to grade my shit now, but I just throw the shit in the box and forget about it.
I was gonna say, awesome. I thought your PC was only 9.8 now.
Oh, that's my shit. That's my shit. Shit. I got a couple of 9.6 back. I'm not too happy about.
Before we get moving on to the rest, I want to have Mel remind everybody. Mel, what are you giving away tonight on the show? Drunken Chat Son immediately following Hot 10.
Drunken Chat Son, courtesy of Wanted Comics. Haha, number 3. All you got to do is show up, say hello, and that's it. Your name is going on the wheel of names for a chance to win. That's all you got to do is show up. You like I said 1,000 times. You ain't got to go do 1,000 things. You got to tickle the devil's balls to fucking get it in the giveaway. Show up, say hi. Your name is on the wheel, and we will spin that muffin wheel.
Drunken Chat immediately following the Hot 10 over on Mighty Mel V's channel. Make sure you guys go check it out. 190 live viewers. Make sure you hit the like button. Please subscribe and hit that bell. You will be notified anytime we drop any content on this channel. We have stuff coming out daily, multiple things coming out daily. The channel is really blowing up. We got a great community that we're building over here with many, many other channels in our comics community. So make sure you check it out, hit the subscribe button, and hit that bell. All right. Let's give away our book tonight that we said we were going to do last week. Of course, this is the Hive Comics Spider-Man Spider Shadow #1, written by Chip Zdarsky, covered by Alan Quall.
Throw the towel! Throw the damn towel!
So this is available already. The pre-sale was Saturday, March 20th. But it hasn't come out yet. So as soon as it comes out, whoever the winner is, will have a Hive send you your copy. So, all right, let's do this here. I want to say again, thank you to YouTubeRandomPicker.com, who does not pay us anything but made an amazing webpage that solves all my problems. So here we go, guys. The winning comment is Tiger McNulty, that says, liking that dot, it's time to eat the baby.
Department of Truth.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Department of Truth.
or dot.
Yeah. So, time to eat the baby. Tiger McNulty, hit us up at Tales from the Flipside channel at gmail.com. Tell us the book that you won, which is the Spider-Man Hive Comics Spider Shadow #1. And give us your information so we could send it on over to the Hive guys so you can get your book. So shout out to Tiger.
Big shout out to the Hive guys. Those are fucking tremendous group of guys. I just met them on a Humble 2 weeks ago. Really, really, really good people.
Yeah, good guys. So shout out to James and Jonathan and McNulty, Absolutely. Tiger McNulty. Hit us up for give us your information. All right, on to number 4 this week. This is another weird one. Falcon and Winter Soldier spec. This is Machine Man #7. And this is an interesting one because this one is based on the first appearance of Curtis Jackson, but not the first appearance of the
not 50 Cent. Not 50 Cent.
I wish. It would be much easier to talk about the book. But this is not the first appearance of the character that he becomes, which is Power Broker. This is the first appearance of Curtis Jackson, who is part of a group. I guess they call it. Is that what it is? What's the group called there? Ben,
G-Unit?
What did he say?
G-Unit.
Oh, God.
No.
G-Unit.
Yeah.
I can't take this book seriously because his name is Curtis Jackson. A joke is always going to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't know much about this character at all. And I'm going to be the first to say that I can't stand Jack Kirby art. I hate it more than I cannot.
What?
Oh my
I don't
gosh.
think this is Jack Kirby. I don't think. Oh, it is Kirby. Yeah, it says Kirby on the cover. He quit drawing it though, right? At a certain point in the series.
He may have, but I just can't stand it. But So in the, I know I'm gonna probably get like hate mail for that, but I just can't stand Kirby.
That's blasphemous shit.
Yeah, it probably is, but whatever. Anyways, yeah. So yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of things, with in the show. I mean, they're giving all this super serum out and everything, and it's supposedly, produced by these people or whatever, and the leader of that is going to be this power broker guy. Oh, and I guess I forgot an S, so I misspelled. I need to go back. It's Curtis, not Curtis.
Curtis Jackson.
Yeah, Curtis.
46. 45 cents.
But yeah, but I mean, still, I mean, I was surprised. I mean, this thing jumped from like $5 to like 50, 35 to 50. But this power broker character is actually in The Thing number 35. So,
well, so the way it works out is this book, which is, let me pull it up here, number 4, Machine Man number 7, is the first appearance of the corporation, and Curtis Jackson is part of the corporation, so he's in the book, but it isn't the first appearance of him as Power Broker, which, like you said, was a different book, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah, is The Thing number 35, which is got it's like a female character or something on the front cover. This was like, I was not into comics back in the late 70s. I was only 5 years old, so this was not something that I was reading or anything like that. But it still seems like a really obscure pick I mean, right? I mean, I get that it's relevant to this miniseries on Disney Plus, but it doesn't really make it something that's, I don't know, maybe it is.
People are specking on just about anything nowadays. The TV and movie spec is wild, and we can all thank Marvel for that. And I love it. The content they're putting out is great. Whether or not the spec is going to last, I think we all know the answer to that. But hey, go try to find this book. It's your first appearance of 45 cent, as Mel calls him.
Yes. Curtis Jackson.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what's it selling for again there?
Like $35 to $50 raw. I'm assuming there has to be some graded copies out there that I'm assuming will probably pop up, but
you grade Machine Man 7, you ahead of your time, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. That was back in the days when you could like grade books for like, $12 or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm still not grading Machine Man 7.
Yeah. Hey man, if I'll be honest, if I had 9.8 grade copies of any first appearance, I would grade it. I just would. I mean, the cost for grading compared to what 9.8 sell for of first appearances of anything, it's almost always worth it. But I don't know.
And even I would grade any 9.8 Machine Man Kirby book, right?
Well, I wouldn't grade a Kirby book on purpose, but
oh, come on, man. All right, number 3 is some really good spec this week, and I know the guys were talking about this backstage, and it's a book that's been on the list the past couple months, and that is Truth Red, White, and Black number 1, and a really good episode, second episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier has this even moving for more. Ben, go ahead and let us know what's going on here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So basically it was on the list last week. It was like number 10. It was selling for like, 40, 50, something like that. Now it's 80 plus. Pretty much after the show, I told the guys before the show started, 2 minutes of screen time was probably some of the most intense 2 minutes of like action sequence. It was just all dialogue, but that 2 minutes was seriously crazy good. I'm going to go back and just go back to that 2 minutes halfway through the show last night and just watch this again because it was incredible. I was trying to think. The actors seemed familiar to me. but I didn't really know who he was. And Mel mentioned he was where? What show was he on?
He was on Mantis,
He was
which was
Mantis.
yeah. And this is him.
And
And I don't know if, when Mel said Mantis, I immediately went back to being a kid because I loved that show Mantis as a kid. Really good show. I'll see if I can bring it up for anybody that doesn't know what we're talking about.
It was just.
I remember him as Ali from the movie South Central. He taught the guy to become a good Muslim man instead of being a gangbanger. That was a great movie, South Central. Shout out to South Central.
Yeah,
it was just, the scene was just incredible. It really was. He played it so strong that it was really powerful, I thought.
Yeah, this was the yeah, go ahead, Mel.
First of all, he looks like MF Doom right here. Second of all, yeah, Carl Lumbly from Alias.
I think that's dope, man.
Great
cool
actor.
Stuff. Yeah, great actor, great show back in the day. And as if it's, I haven't seen it yet. I told the guys I'm going to watch it later on this week or this weekend, and I'm looking forward to it being as good as these guys say it is. So,
yeah, I mean, and I saw a couple comments, and I don't usually, I don't talk politics at all, especially in comics. I think it's terrible. I hate. There's too many politics in real life to even talk about it.
Right.
And you could, I guess you could see that this particular scene could be seen as a political type statement, but honestly, as far as like compared to other things that are in the show, this is the least political statement. I think it's more a real scene than it would be a political statement. There were some other things in the show that I could see how people could say was kind of politicized. This was
Black Falcon.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, there was a couple. Like I said, there was a couple other things. I mean, with the cops doing whatever they were doing and stuff like that. I get that. That whatever. I mean, you take whatever you want for that. This scene, however, was not. It was not a political scene. It was just a. It was just a. Yeah, it was just a powerful scene. It really was.
Good stuff.
Where do you see this character going forward? I think, based on how it was explained in that scene, I was like, "Whoa, holy shit!" Like, okay, I might want to buy a copy of this.
I don't. I just really, really hope that they expand on this character. I really hope that it wasn't a one and done type thing. I really hope that they. I mean, they could easily do something completely. They could do a flashback. Something set 40 years ago with this character. But I mean, they could use him in today. I mean, based on him, his powers and stuff like that. I mean, they could still use him, and I hope they do.
So is he 70 or it happened 70 years ago? That's what I was like. I was in and out of sleep.
Yeah,
like,
it's hard. I mean, it's hard to tell. I mean, I would think, because I mean, Captain America was what? He was frozen for 70 years. Is that what it was?
Yeah. So I guess he really would be like 90.
Yeah, and there was no way he was 90. So I'm not really sure about the age thing. I mean, that could probably be a plot hole, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. Like I said, I just really hope that this character, the way it was portrayed, that they expand on that. I hope they do. If they do, if they do, this could be a $300 Raw book.
Right. Banana Momoko, I want you to stop by Drunken Chat. I want to give you extra name on the wheel for stating OG Bobby Johnson. that comment right there deserves an extra name on the wheel of names. I'm sorry.
I agree.
Yeah, Dr. Lovebox said the super soldier serum makes him age slower. So if that's the case, I mean, then basically they could easily, they could extend him out much farther than what you would necessarily think.
Yeah, very cool stuff. All right. Number 2, this book is probably going to get us in a little bit of trouble here because it is definitely a hot topic this week. That is Captain America number 7, the second printing. This is a book that. Going crazy, brother. It's going crazy. I don't know.
I got to shout out my man Ben, aka Mr. Long Short. He was the first I see talk about this.
Yeah, let's go ahead and replay that.
I give credit what credit is due. First one I see talk about my man Ben Long Short.
Yeah, shout out to the crew over at the Pro Spec 10 show. If you guys don't know about that, it airs every Tuesday morning on Tales from the Flipside. Here we go.
Welcome to Tales from the Flipside. This is your Pro Spec 10 list. At number 9, we have Captain America number 7, second print.
So this is the Daughters of Liberty, right? Several female Marvel characters who formed a team. And then this second print came out, relatively low print run, featuring them on the cover. You know, there's not a tremendous amount of spec value behind this, but these characters are all really important. And it's a book, if you hunt right now, you can find relatively cheaply. Do not, and I repeat, do not pay the eBay prices. It's out there at cover. So go hunt for it, but a really cool book.
And then we saw a couple days later, shout out to Jay Toms over at comicbookinvest.com, writes an article about a little bit about this book, bringing it up a little bit, talking about the Daughters of Liberty team. A really good article. Make sure you guys go check that out. It caused, I don't know if those two things caused this book to jump, but either way, this book has really jumped in the secondary market. And I got to shit on a little bit because I agree with you, Ben. I don't know if this is something that people should be running out, taking off and dropping $125 or $175 for what this book's selling for. It's absolutely crazy.
175.
Yeah, there was a $175 sale. This book is not new. This came out in 2019, so it's not new at all. Mm-hmm. Basically, no, I couldn't find any sales at all up until within the last week. So, basically, if none were listed and none were for sale, then what's the value? Cover price? Pretty much. Nobody was spending anything on it. And I'm definitely not saying that anybody was pumping this book up. I think a lot of times what happens is when there's a book that is difficult to find, all it really takes is just for some kind of eyes to be on it, and if people are like, oh, that makes sense, I want to spend money on it, and then they go then they go spend money on it. Some people will say, oh, they were pumping that book. Well, no, they're just pointing out that, hey, this book might not be easy to find. I would like to know if this is true. Eric Villarreal says there's only 921 out there, not that easy to find. Now, I don't know if that's the case. What I do know is this book was in Walmart packs. So people were pulling these out of Walmart packs. Were they?
Oh, yes. So
yeah. And I'm gonna tell them myself too, just for transparency's sake. Basically, the last week and a half, I've been I've neither read an article or watched a YouTube video or really done anything outside of my own research on eBay sales and stuff like that for books. So I didn't even know. I actually had to ask several people, why is this book selling for? I had no idea because I stumbled on it and I was like, what is going on? Why is this book selling for $100? Doesn't make any sense.
It's Ben's fault.
Yeah,
so long show.
Yeah. So don't think that I write the list based on what other people's spec ideas or thoughts, because honestly, I had no idea. I really didn't know, because I don't have time to watch all the shows that I would like to.
Well,
so
of
the
course
Daughters
not.
of Liberty, are there any first appearances in this book for the females that appear in this group?
I don't believe so. I believe there are already established characters. Now, the Daughters of Liberty is a female team that has been put together multiple times throughout Marvel. I think their first appearance as a team was like in the early Avengers, like Avengers in the 50s maybe. Shout out to the Pro Spec group again. they talked about that book in the same episode. You guys can go check that on the channel. It was, I believe, the March 23rd edition of the Pro Spec 10, where Steve Horn, shout out to Steve Horn again. We bring his name up again, one of the smartest speculators in the game. Make sure you guys go check out mybargaincomics.com. He talked a little bit about how this Lady Liberator team has been, throughout Marvel Comics many times, different members on the team. So it's definitely not the first time the team has been around, but maybe if people are specking on it, the reason they're specking on it is because this could be the team that they might want to go with, or they might want to build the idea of around. Now, other than that, I haven't heard anything.
Is this Shuri in the back?
No, Shuri? I don't believe that's Shuri. I believe that's
Misty Knight.
Yeah, Misty Knight. Yeah, you can see her arm. So
and
Misty Knight been on more teams than Kevin Durant.
Yeah, and I'll be honest. I mean, we've mentioned this 1,000 times. Team spec is not good spec. It just unless it's Justice League or Avengers, trying to find a first team appearance is because the teams change so often. It's not good spec.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely interesting to see it blowing up and going for what it's going for. Listen, if you guys got this book, throw it up there. I just don't see this book blowing up or getting much higher. I could be totally wrong. I'm just a professional podcaster, not a professional comic book speculator. So
shout out to Bird City. We miss y'all, man.
Oh, no kidding. What's up, man?
Shout out Bird City Comics. Make sure you guys go check out Bird City Comics, especially check out their Facebook. They just got done going live. I was watching them earlier tonight, had a bunch of amazing books available. So make sure you guys go check out Bird City Comics. They'll be back. All right.
A-Force Part 2. I don't think so.
I like that A-Force team. I really do. So
this fucking overpowered.
Yeah. Well, like I said, this book was in the Walmart packs. You can definitely find them, as Mr. Longshort said. Definitely do not pay the outrageous prices for this book. You can find this in the wild. It's worth the hunt if you are going to be flipping it. That's for sure. So, all right, let's get into book number 1 this week. And I love this character. I was talking about this character with Mel before the show. I talked about it on the last Hot 10, and I think the Hot 10 before it, and that is Echo. This is Daredevil number 9 at our number 1 spot. First appearance of, not Echo, right? This is the first appearance of Maya. Yeah, so it's interesting. I like that people still like this book. I know a lot of people out there are pushing number 10. I would rather have this book. I do like number 10's cover, but this is the first appearance of Maya. She doesn't. I don't believe she shows up as anything other than just her playing at the piano. But that's why I love this, because I like the character. The actress that they have playing this character is perfect fit to me. It's a Native American character / hero that I think is sorely needed in the MCU. And it's going to be very interesting. And like we heard last week, there could be spin-off opportunities with this character. So Daredevil number 9 at our number 1 spot. Ben, what's it selling for on the secondary market?
I believe 200 raw now. There was a 9.8 that sold for 800. So put that into perspective when you think that NYX3 was selling for 900 for years, and now this is selling for 8. But but honestly, anymore, I mean, you think about like across the entire spectrum of everything that we're collecting. Good first appearances, 9.8s is $1,000 book. Pretty much across the board. If it's not $1,000 for a 9.8 first appearance, then it's really probably not like a great character, right? I mean, pretty much. Can you think of a character that's good that a 9.8 first appearance is not $1,000 anymore? I mean, it pretty much is. That's it. That's how much the market has changed. So I could. It is. Now, I agree. That number 10 cover is so gorgeous. It is such an awesome cover. That man, that's why if the number 10 if the number 10 cover was on this would already be over 1,000.
Game over.
It's gorgeous. But yeah, I think people pushing 10 are probably just like Dennis said there. Everybody that pushed Invincible Iron Man number 9 are the people that missed out on Invincible Iron Man number 7. And that's
Yeah. Well, let's see what happens with this. We'll have to keep an eye on it. I don't see why both books couldn't, be spec worthy. It'll just be interesting to see which one the market decides to pick. 200 live viewers right now. I want to remind everybody to please hit that like button. Make sure you guys leave a comment after the show on the video. Tell us how we're doing. Tell us what you like about the channel, what you like about the show, what you guys think we could be doing better. And I want to say thanks again to everybody out there that's hanging out with us live. Appreciate each and every one of you. Make sure you guys go check out Drunken Chat Son immediately following over on the Mighty Mel V channel. Shout out to all the buyers of the Ben's Bodacious Big Box.
Whatever you want to call it.
Steinbox 2.0, whatever you want to call it. Will there be a 3.0?
Yeah.
There will be at some point. You just have to get me to stop traveling to be able to put one together. But I can't get away from traveling.
I'll call your fucking job right now.
Yeah, because I got to go back. I got to go back to Chicago again this week. So this will be.
So I want to remind everybody, you guys realize he's one of the hardest working man in our ecosphere. Make sure you guys give Ben a big solid thank you. Let him know how good he's doing.
I'm gonna call Biz Job and say that. I'm gonna call Biz Job and say last time he was in Chicago, he sexually assaulted me, and he can't come back to Chicago, and this way you can see about it.
And Mel just got us banned from YouTube.
And on that note, I want to say thank you to everybody. We will catch you next time. Peace.